Dear students, in this video, we are going to study about the concept of time value of money, the reasons for the time value of money, and we are going to study about the thing called as simple interest and compound interest. Okay, these all meaning of these all terms we are going to see in today's class. So, what is a time value of money, or what does the concept of time value of money is? The idea behind the theory of time value of money is the fact that the money received today is worth more than the same amount of money received at a future date. Okay, suppose you get an option to receive money today or at some future date. The better option is that if you receive money today, that is the better option. Okay, so because the value of money after some period of time will not remain same. Like to put this in a different manner, the value of the rupee to be received in future is less than the value of rupee on the hand today. This may appear quite simple, but it emphasizes the concept of interest and can be used to compare investments such as loans, bonds, mortgage, lease, and savings. And suppose you receive 1000 today, or receiving the same amount of money after 1 year. In probability, he would obtain to have the money today, right? Instead of going for receiving it like 1000 after 1 year. The reason is the logic behind such preference is that the money receivable in future is of less value as compared to the same amount of money you receive it today. So that concept of receiving the money today and preference is not given to the future value. The given preference will be given to the present or current value. That is called as time preference for money. Okay, so this time preference of money, it says the difference between the value of money at present and its value in future date is it is referred as time value of money. Okay, so the difference between the value of money at present and the value of money at the future date, it is referred to as the time value of money. Okay, now we know about time value of money, TVM. So what are the reasons for time value of money? Why do the people go for the time value of money? There are various reasons. First reason is that they called it as risk and uncertainty. There are various kind of risk and uncertainties are there. These are two aspects which are associated with future. And as a business perspective, if any businessman is investing money in a business organization, he will think that he want to invest the money in the safe security like debentures, like bonds, like any other kind of things where he will be getting interest plus uh, there is low amount of risk, and it can even be helpful during uncertainties. So the reason of time value of money is same here, that they are going to deposit at somewhere, they are going to get some monthly or yearly some kind of interest over it. So this is first reason. Second is preference for consumption. Sometimes they want to have a consumption at some date. Like most of the individual prefer to have a present consumption of goods and services rather than consumption at future date. Some people they feel that today whatever we are having we can consume it, or we can use that particular amount of money instead of waiting it for tomorrow, right? That we don't know what happens tomorrow. In future a person can become ill, or there can be inflation, there can be death happen to a person, there can be some diseases, such pandemic like corona may come. So these all thoughts will be there in the mind of the person, and because of that he will give more importance to the present instead of giving importance to the future. So that is also we call as preference for consumption will be given, is also a reason for time value of money. Then similarly it becomes an investment opportunity. Okay, the people who are into a banking business or who are into a finance business, for them it has become like an investment opportunity where a rupee received today by organization of an individual may be appropriated, invested in the profitable ventures, and a higher level of value may be repaid in the future. So that means they are getting a investment avenue and opportunity as a one particular area. They can invest these rupees, right? These banks, what they do, finances, what they do, some other areas, you see what exactly they are doing is they lend the loans advances to the different people, and it has become some investment opportunities to these institutions. Similarly, inflationary economy. Now, in an economy with the power of inflationary forces, the purchasing power of money received today is much more than that of the purchasing power of the same amount of money to be received at some future date. Okay, yeah, like if you as the time changes, you will find that the purchasing power of the person will what he has to do it will be like more than the purchasing power of the same amount of money received at future date. In future, you require more amount of money, right? So today you may be spending less amount, but tomorrow, because of this all kind of inflationary measure or stagflation or any other kind of things, the prices of the product will increase and the purchasing power of the person will decrease. Due to such situation, in future after 10 years or 20 years, you will find that due to inflationary kind of things, you don't have enough amount of funds or money to buy these kind of things. Okay, the properties generally you take land and building, whatever, like parents they have made, grandparents they have made, those are people they made at a very less price. At that time it was more, but when you compare up that with that inflation rate, uh, today you can't even imagine of buying it, right? Some people they bought some property by just some 3000 rupees or 300 rupees. Current cost of that, if you see, it's more than 30 lakhs, it's more than 40 lakhs. The reason is also an inflationary economy, and that much of money arranging is a very difficult kind of task for a person. So these all are the reasons for the people, the bank or financial institution, they go for the time value of money. Now when they go for a time value of money, there are two kinds of interest generally these people are going to charge. The first interest is simple interest. Okay, you have heard about simple interest. Simple interest is the interest where the interest is paid or computed only on the original amount or principal of the loan, or on the amount of account and not on the interest it has already earned. Like here, suppose a person has taken 1 lakh rupees, and let us see that 10% is the interest. On 1 lakh, 10% interest means it is 10,000. Okay, so suppose he has not paid interest in the next year, second year. If it is a simple interest, right? Next year also, the interest will be 10,000 only, because the interest will be computed only on principal amount. It is not computed on interest, right? Whatever principal of loan amount you have taken, on that amount, the percentage of interest we will calculate, and then the amount what is being you are going to receive is called as simple interest. But compound interest is a different concept. So compound interest means the interest is also paid on your uh, the interest is also paid on your balance of interest of the last year. Suppose you took a loan of 1 lakh rupees, sorry, 10 lakh rupees, and you didn't pay the interest in the first year. Now, how much money you need to pay to the financial institution or a bank? You need to pay, uh, you took 1 lakh and 10,000 was the interest. So totally now you have to pay 1 lakh 10,000 rupees. Now again next year you have to pay interest of 10% on 1 lakh 10,000. That means the interest will be 11,000 rupees. So such way the interest will go on compounding. It will go on multiplying. Again in that the number of compounding is very important, right? Some institution they will provide you monthly compounding. Some institution they will provide you like quarterly compounding. Some will provide you some other type of compounding. So and as the number of compounding is more, that way it will go on like adding to your principal, and then you have to go on for pay more interest compared to simple interest. Okay, now banks and other financial institutions, they are not charging the loan interest on the basis of simple interest. They are charging on the basis of compound interest. Okay, let us see here. The compound interest involves reinvestment of each interest payment with a view of earning future interest in future. Further interest in future. Compound interest can be like, it can be generally in the basis of yearly compounding or semi-annually, quarterly, or even continuous compounding. Okay, as we can see is the first is it can be either a yearly. Yearly means the fraction of 1 year, right? Then if it can be semi-annually. Semi-annually means twice in a year, right? 2 times you are doing, so 1 divided by 2, generally it is done. Quarterly means it is done generally for the 3 months. For every 3 months you are doing. So 3 months you are doing means there are totally 12 months. Means how many quarter? 4 quarter. Like suppose January, February, March, 1 quarter. April, May, June, 2nd quarter. July, August, September, 3rd quarter. October, November, December, 4th quarter. Likewise, there are 4 quarters in a year. So 1 divided by 4 you are doing. Then monthly, as we know that there are totally 12 months, so 1 divided by 12. And daily, if anybody does like continuously, it is 365 days they will do as compounding. Okay, now in the absence of compounding of interest, the investment earns on simple interest and grows as per the following formula. Okay, if the interest is not there, it grows as per the following formula. So what is the formula for this? There are different formulas. Like directly you can do like interest into number of years into R rate, or we can use this formula: future value equal to present value into bracket 1 plus n into R bracket complete. Okay, let us see one problem. If 1000 is invested at 12% simple interest for 5 years, what will be the value of investment after 5 years? Okay, so the bank has invested 1000 rupees as invested, and they are charging 12% interest. That is totally for 5 years. Now they are asking you, if they are charging simple interest, what is the amount of money they are going to have after 5 years? So we'll use the formula future value equal to present value into bracket 1 plus n into R. So future value we don't know, it is question mark. Present value it is 1000. Number of years it is 5, and interest rate it is 12%. Okay, let us use this formula. Future value equal to present value. Present value is 1000 into bracket 1 plus number of years is 5 into 0.12%. So the future value you will get is 1600 rupees. So what we got by this, if the bank is investing 1000 rupees at 12% interest for 5 years, after 5 years the bank will get 1600 rupees. They won't get 1000 rupees. Additional amount of 600 they are going to get after 5 years. So such kind of interest we call it as simple interest. Okay, now let us see a comparison between simple and compound interest, how it works. Okay, now in this problem, in the following table, a comparison has been made between an investment of rupees 1000 and 1000 under number 1 simple interest and compound interest. When the interest rate is 10% and the period of investment ranges from 1 year to 100 years. Okay, 1 year to 100 years is the period of investment. The power of compounding of interest is clearly exhibits from the table. Okay, there are totally 1 year to 100 year he has told as the period of investment, and the amount of investment is 1000 rupees and the interest rate is 10%. Let us start with the first year. In first year, the simple interest will be 1000. So of 1000, 10%. Okay, of 1000, 10%, it is 100 rupees. So the total future value will be 1100, right? After 1 year the future value will be 1100. But when we say about compound interest, again 1100 rupees is the interest, same 1100 will be future value. Let us take directly for 5 years now. 5 years, the value here we are going to take is 1400 rupees plus 100 rupees is the interest, same, equal to 1500 rupees. Okay, is equal to 1500 rupees. Okay, now in 5 years, here in compound interest, it will change. Okay, so why it has changed? Because in second year, you will calculate on 1100 of that 10%, right? You will get 110. So 1100 plus 110. So we will get 1210. Similarly, third year on 1210, you will find out 10%. Likewise, up to 5 years, 4 years you will do. Then the interest what you get, right, by the fifth year is 146. Now 1464 plus 146 on this 10%. So that value will get 1610. Okay, by this, if you see at the end of the year, like 100th year, okay, simple interest will be 11,000 rupees. 11,000 rupees. Of 1,000, the simple interest, the future value is 11,000 rupees. From 1,000, it reached to 11,000 rupees. But in compound interest, right? Compound interest, let us see, while it is gone compounding, the 100,000 rupees has reached to the value of 1,37,080 rupees. Okay, so the value has reached to 1,37,080 rupees. So that way the compounding will go on happening, right? You can clearly find the difference. In compounding, it will add both principal and interest, and again next year the outstanding principal plus interest. So likewise it will go on adding every year, and ultimately you will find that there will be huge amount of balance at the end of the year. So the banks and other financial institutions, they follow the compounding method of charging the interest. Now what are the techniques of time value of money? From underlying the principle of time value of money, it is established beyond the doubt that people, organization have a preference of having money today rather than having the same amount of money at a future date. The people are also getting knowledge that the money what you receive today has more value and importance than receiving it after some years. This can be summarized as follows. Like we can see this: for every rupee received today, an individual organization will be required to pay more in future, right? Whatever you receive today, the like whatever rupee received today, for that you have to pay more thing in the future. You require to pay more thing in the future. Or an individual or organization may be willing to accept less than a rupee today for a rupee to be received in future. Okay, so this also can happen. Now by this, there is a technique called as technique for time value of money. Here there are two things involved. First is compounding or future value techniques, and discounting or present value techniques. So both the techniques are very, very important.